Siemens are one of our partners in the home. They've done our kitchen appliances, and they've said already to us that we're not going to own our white goods because they're updating so quickly. But also these devices are going to start ordering their own fixes. So if my dishwasher knows, my Siemens dishwasher knows it's 20 washes away from needing a repair, the future will be that it just says to Alexa, I'm not feeling very well, we need to get an engineer in from Siemens. The engineer arrives, the door opens for them, they're let in, they're looked at by the cameras, they're monitored, and then everything's done. And when everything's been fixed, I don't need to know about it. Some people might go, you know my dishwasher's about to break, that's really invasive. And other people might think, thank God for that, I'm busy, and if you can prevent that breakdown, good news. But that's, like I say, a whole lot of trust, and I just wonder how you feel about that.
I don't particularly like it. I don't want to live in a world which is where I'm being that automated.
Are you really also saying you want to be able to change your mind? And suddenly, instead of doing all of these things, which the data is saying, this is what I like, actually, I'm going to be different.
I think there's going to be this, like I said, this data independence day, this data democracy.
It's not just the data, is it? It's the technological capability to leverage it. Because in the example we're talking about, then your bank knows you spent £70 on Tesco. Mm-hmm. Tesco knows you spent £70 on 60 items. But your fridge knows that you spent, that there are some Tesco contents and there's some non-Tesco contents in them. So those three companies have a data set that is incomplete. You're the only one with a total view.
AI for humanity and individuals and communities, not companies. A new internet's coming. This new internet is the one.
Voice access.
And that one. Why should it be companies again? Why can't it be people?
And there's 49.5% of all e-commerce shopping in America is Amazon now, 49.5%. So we can talk about trust of Amazon as much as we like, but people are joining that thing like it's going out of fashion.
There's no other alternative.
There's other alternative, but eventually, hopefully, there will be some other alternatives. And I also think that you're going to get a backlash against those megaliths. I think you're right that you'll go, actually, I'm an individual. I'm not a cog in the Amazon machine. However kind of convenient it is, that doesn't necessarily mean that I want to be part of it or I want those people to know everything about me. And I think we're really strongly seeing a backlash against that kind of thing at the moment.
If you ask people, do they enjoy grocery shopping in particular, and I'm from a grocer, people do not enjoy grocery shopping. They see it as a chore. All these things. I know people would love to shop local and cheap and fresh and all this sort of thing, but they can't because they can't afford it.
The other bit that we're leaving out of this is regulation and government and what they do in this space. The backlash won't be just from individuals, it'd actually be from regulators and competition authorities. Some of the platforms will be treated as utilities and controlled that way, so there'll be both economic and regulatory processes.
Is there going to be an event, or is it going to be the bow wave of the population suddenly turning around and saying someone's got to control this?
I think there will be some events, and then the row will generate further pressure on government to do something about it.
If I look at my children and my teenagers and their friends, they're not on Facebook. They don't want anything to do with Facebook, and they're not necessarily so keen on those kind of mega brands. So I don't think I agree that we can't assume that things that are told true today will go on being so.
Totally agree.
But that's why it'll end up being regulated.
But there'll be a consumer backlash against that. I mean, of course, Amazon tries to keep their prices incredibly low so that you don't get that yet. But at some point, that will happen.